What's up? Welcome back to the Fee King Show. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Fee King. The Fee King Show is on the road again. Hey, we can't wait to get back on the road again. I am popping in here with the Fee King Show from the car. I am in, where am I? Great question. I am in Severn slash Odenton, Maryland, the Fee King Show. Happy Friday. I am so grateful that I get to do this show, that I get to pop in here and talk to y'all, share with you what is happening, and more importantly, find out what is happening with you, who you're listening to, who you getting your information from, who are you listening to. For real, for real. All right, so let's back this thing up. The Fee King Show is all about who are you on a cellular level, whether life is lifing, whether you're on a high, you're somewhere in the middle, or whether you're in the cave and you're going through it, knowing that you will come out on the other side victorious. Ah, yes. Who are you on a cellular level? What is it that you do? Like, what lights you up? Like, what has you catapulting out of bed? What do you do for a living? What do you do for fun? What do you do for impact? Why? What is your why? How are you keeping your thing together? I.e., how are you making it happen? How are you taking care of yourself in the midst of all of the things that you get to be, do, give, and have? Here's an example. Who am I? I am a woman. I'm a sister. I am a cousin to my favorite cousin, Rosetta Bonner, on my mama's side. I'm a daughter. I'm a niece. I'm an auntie to Chandler Marie Rivas. I'm a sister to Miss Beauty Jador. I'm a pet parent to the one and only Nelson the cat. I am a fiance who's getting closer and closer and closer and closer to becoming a wife. Like, what? What? That is, I tell you, if you want to make God laugh, tell God your plans, and God is like, listen, girlfriend, I am preparing you for so much more. I am preparing you for a life that you had no idea was even possible for you. That is what God has been saying to me. And I'm like, okay, listen, I am letting go of the steering wheel. I am letting go of needing to control everything. Thank you, God. I am here for it. I am here for it. So, who am I? I'm also a fiance. Yes, that was my point. I'm a fiance. What is it that I do? I'm so glad you asked. I help women over the age of 40, specifically, yet not exclusively, get unstuck en route from where you are in your physical and your financial to where it is you want to be. Why? Because I love myself so much today that it only makes sense to love my sisters exactly where they are. How am I keeping it all together? As a matter of fact, literally right after we do this show, meaning you and I am going for a run and a plyometrics calisthenic workout in the park, like literally, because this morning I just didn't do it because I was like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Then I was like, but you get to live the life of your dream. You get to live the life of your choosing, because I chose this life. It's a hat crooked. I don't know if it's something happened when I shaved all of my hair off. Like, my head became crooked because all of my hats are a little crooked anyway. So my self-care modality is exercising 6 to 7 days a week, running, reading, mindfulness meditation, transcendental meditation, and prayer all day long. Woo, right? I'm in a perpetual state of convening, networking, fellowshipping, being guided by God all day long. I'm constantly checking in. Ooh, Lord, should I let that person get in the car? Ooh, Lord, should I wait another 30, 45 seconds? Ooh, Lord, should I stop and go work out now? Ooh, Lord, ooh, should I just give praise and honor and all the glory to you? And God's like, yes, hello, you got to let folks know, because you are the testimony, Fee King, and folks need to know. Folks need to know about me through you. Folks need to know about me, God, through you. And I'm like, I'm here for it. All right. Who are you listening to? Who are you listening to? Where are you getting your information from? Y'all ready for this? I need somebody to chat, to type in the comment section. I'm ready for this, Fee King. I am ready for this. Sekou writes, your head is perfect. Thank you, Sekou writes. Let's just take the hat off. My baby said my head is perfect. We will get into some hat games, so don't worry about it. And it says, okay, so we're on IG, we're on Facebook. Oftentimes I have no idea what that means you and I are going to talk about on the Fee King Show. And I'm like, boop, boop, there we go. Sekou told me, he said, Fee, do you not have a cell phone holder? And I was like, yeah, here we go. That's it. I picked Troy up this morning. Troy was my first passenger. Oh, so by the way, I am in Maryland. Why? Because I get to live the life that I've chosen. I get to work on some previous massage therapy clients. I get to also teach wood tool therapy. I'm like, I can't wait till I get to do this all over the country, namely New York, New Jersey, Delaware. And I also got my teeth cleaned. I got to see my dentist. Hygiene is so important to me. And I have a new hygienist who is everything. So Chase Brexton Dental is the freaking a truth. It takes forever to get in. And I also need to get my mammogram. I'm praying that I get that done on this trip. And I get to tell stories. I get to curate stories. I get to meet people in this Uber that I would not ordinarily meet. And I get to hear the stories. Oh my goodness. I said, oh, slow down, Fee King, because I am so full. I'm so full. It has been an incredible 2.5 weeks. It has been incredible. And thank you. Thank you to Fatima West for allowing me to make this happen. I picked Troy up in Gambrels, Anne Arundel County. And I was just like, is this Troy again? Now let me just describe to you what Troy looks like, okay? Troy is middle age. Actually, he's older than middle age because the life expectancy for most people is, and Fatima, hopefully she'll chime in, it's about 77, I think. And so if you're 50, you're beyond middle age. Not that it matters. You're still here and it's all good. Troy is middle age, very tall, probably 6'2", 6'3". Every single time I pick Troy up, he has on the same thing. He's all tatted. He wears glasses. He's always standing out there smoking when I pull up. I'm like, oh, I got to keep the windows down because Troy got that doggone cigarette in his mouth. Troy has on tan shorts, like cargo shorts. And I know I'm either taking him to work or I'm picking him up from work and dropping him off in Gambrels. So I'm taking him from Gambrels to Annapolis. Annapolis, by the way, I'm sure you all know it's the capital of Maryland. Annapolis is dreamy. It's dreamy. I love being in Annapolis. I love the feeling, the vibe. I love the scenery, the architecture, the trees, the grass. The Navy is there. I have a Navy story. That's for another time. I roll up and I said, Troy, we got to stop meeting like this. I said, I feel like I am your personal Uber driver. What's up, Fatima West? Fatima says the life expectancy is 78.7 years, 78.7 years. So listen, if you are 40 or over, you are already in the middle. Actually at 36. 36 is midlife. So we need to start sharing that and empowering people to live because you're already on the other side. Troy gets in the car. Of course, we start talking. We talked about so many things. We talked about race relations, being American, being bamboozled, that we both have a rule in our place of business, me in the Uber, him in his bar. He's a bartender. We don't talk about religion or politics. He said, because I overhear some ignorant things in the bar. He said, and these are Troy's words. He said, white people think because they look like me, that they're like me. And he says, and I'm not a racist. I grew up very poor. I grew up around everyone, Asians, Latinos, Black people. He said, and I don't subscribe to that BS. I don't want to have those conversations. So I shut it down. And I was like, yes, Troy, yes. My kind of guy, live your greatest dreams. Yes, Fatima West. Right now in this moment, I lovingly invite and encourage you to not put your dreams on deferment. Oh, as soon as I fall in love, I'm going to be happy and live my greatest life. As soon as I meet the ideal, perfect person, as soon as I get the job, oh, girl, child, as soon as I make more money. No, 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 and more no. Live it now. Live it right now. You get to. And I've had those conversations in this Uber. Oh my goodness, y'all, let me stay focused. So Troy and I talked about the boat. There's a boat show in Annapolis. Troy said, and I said to Troy, oh, it's going to be good for business. He said, yes. He said, mainly the locals will come to our bar versus going downtown because they don't want to be around all the tourists. And he said, but I'm looking forward to it because we're near the marina and the locals come in. He said, the sailboat owners and the powerboat owners. The powerboat owners tip better than the sailboat owners. He says, so do your best to pick up powerboat owners. Like, how am I going to be able to differentiate that? And I said, that's interesting. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, why do you think that is? He said, because the sailboat owners have generational wealth. Their parents were sailboaters, their grandparents, their great grandparents. He said, so they have money. They have a sense of entitlement. They feel like you're here to serve them. He said, they come into this bar and they act like they're at a country club. He said, they do things like this. Oh, how did he do it? They do things like this. I said, they do that to you too? He was like, yeah, they do that to me too. He said, powerboat owners are people who have worked really hard and they've been able to live their dream, like Fatima West said, and they've been able to purchase a powerboat. So they have a whole different mentality. And I said, that's interesting. Okay, note to self. Y'all got that? Y'all got that? Powerboat owners versus sailboat owners. I want to say my third trip in Annapolis, because I was like, oh, I'm staying in Annapolis as long as I can. My third passenger, I was his first. He's a virgin. He's an Uber virgin. His name is Robert. Robert is probably mid to late 70s. His daughter came out. She called the Uber for him. His daughter, now y'all listen, this is how much I learn about people and how much I get to share with people in as little as 7 minutes. It was a 7-minute trip from where his daughter lives in Annapolis to downtown historical area of Annapolis, because he lives in Eastern Shore and he works, I think, for the marina, but he's retired, so it's probably volunteer work. And I'm very close to dropping him off again. I'm his very first Uber. He said, I had no idea how this works. My daughter had to do it. And so I was like, okay, so let me take you through all the things. When you get into an Uber, the first thing an Uber driver needs to do is before you get in, verify who you are by letting you say your name, and then you say my name, which we did. I said, I then verify your address. I said, because believe it or not, Mr. Robert, people put in the wrong address for various reasons. We want to make sure that we're taking you to Annapolis and not Baltimore. He tells me that he lives on the Eastern Shore, and he mentioned boat. And I said, you're a boat owner? He said, yeah. I said, well, let me ask you this. Do you have a sailboat or a powerboat? He said, oh, I'm a sailor. I said, so you got some generational wealth. He said, excuse me? I said, well, my passenger before you told me that powerboaters tip better than sailboaters. He said, well, no, he said, because I tip. I said, well, I'm really interested in if you have generational wealth, Mr. Robert. I said, I hope I'm not overstepping my bounds. I said, I hope I'm not out of line. I said, but this is a safe space. You can tell me. I said, it's okay if you got some money. He said, what? Right? Oh, I was like, people get so, we gotta break down this money talk, y'all. We gotta start talking about money. We must start talking about money. Robert said, yes, I do. I have some money. He said, but I've worked 45 years. I said, well, wait a minute. I said, you said you have generational wealth. He said, well, I had an inheritance, my parents. I thought, see, for some people, they think that having an inheritance is normal. I believe that it ought to become the new norm. Whether you are an auntie, a big mama, a grandma, a great grandmother, you ought to be able to wrap your mind around leaving your children some money, whether that's in the form of a life insurance, that will be whole life, whether that's in the form of real estate, whether that's in the form of a 401k, your Roth IRA, whether that is in the form of setting up a trust. where you are. Because I now believe there was a time when I was like, this is some white people stuff. I'm just going to be me. I'm going to be who I am, y'all. I used to think that this is some white people stuff, not rich people, but just white people. I just assumed and thought based on the media, right? Based on movies, TV shows, movies, radio, advertisements, that this is what white people do. And it's not true. This is what people who know some things about money do. So Robert worked all of his life. He said, I worked for 45 years. I've been retired for 10. He's proud that his daughter's a veterinarian. He said she's 50, which means I'm old. If my daughter is 50, I'm old. And I said, Robert, I think there's another way to look at that. I said, you're not old. You're aging. I said, and guess what? You're still alive. So either you're going to age or you ain't here. You're not going to be here anymore. You are gone. You have left. Your time is up. I said, what a blessing that is. He was like, you're right, Fee. Robert gave me a $3 tip. The question on the table is, y'all, who are you listening to? Who are you getting your information from? Troy gave me information based on his experience, but it's not rooted in facts or truth. It is the exception to the rule, because while in his bar, he may encounter sailors who are snobbish, bougie, who don't tip for whatever reason, versus powerboat owners who do tip. I encountered a sailor, a man who owns a sailboat, who does tip. He tipped me immediately. The question on the table is, who are you listening to? Who are you getting your information from? So I want to know, what's up, Mallory? Sorry, girl. I want to know, who are you listening to? Who are you getting your information from? When it comes to money, I am listening primarily to 5 people. You ready for this list? Type a L in the comment section if you want to hear my list of the 5 people I am listening to who are on point, who are success stories, because I'm not listening to people who are where I am. I'm not listening to those people. So Fatima said L. Ooh, Fatima, get your notepad and pen out, girl, because you're gonna want to capture this list. Hey, girl. Hey, my Omaha sister on the line. She's on Instagram. All right, so I'm gonna wait 10 more seconds. Type an L for love in the comment section if you want my list while I transition into some hat game. Oh, that's cute. You recognize this? Fatima, listen, it's too big for my little head. Who knew when I went bald that I would have a little head? I have a little head. L. Sekou says L. Please let me hear them. Yes, Joy. Yes, let's get it. Number 1, who I am listening to around money, around wealth, around managing, around investing, around growing where you are. Even if you are Ubering, whatever amount of money, if you're making $50 a day doing Uber, or $400, because let me tell you, I'm here to tell you, I want you to listen to me, that it is possible for you to make $50 a day or $400 a day. It is possible in various industries. The first person I am listening to is Arlan Hamilton. Arlan, Arlan, Arlan. It's up on the screen. Yes, sorry. It's up on the screen. Arlan Hamilton. She is a VC. She is an African-American woman who was unhoused, living on the floor of the San Francisco airport. She has been funded millions of dollars, $6 million to be exact, from Mark Cuban. Again, this is a woman who could barely afford Taco Bell when she was in her it's like a business incubator to develop your business plan. Arlan Hamilton is the truth. She says many things. One of the things that she says is, wealthy, successful people do 2 things consistently. They do 2 things consistently. They collaborate and they create partnerships. They know that they're unable to build alone. Also, wealthy people believe in 7 streams of income, not 7 jobs. 7 streams of revenue. So that's the first person I listen to, 1 out of 5. The second person I listen to is Bob Proctor. I don't know if I have Bob up here, but that's all right. Write it down. B-O-B Proctor. What's up? Ty Allen Jackson in the house, author, amazing testimony. I need to have Ty back on the show because I don't feel like we broke down your method, how you sold, uh, was it 100,000 books on your own, Ty? Correct me if I'm wrong, but Ty is the truth. He's amazing. And I love his books. So the second person I listen to is Bob Proctor. One of many of his books is You Are Born Rich. Where is it? Listen, I don't leave the house without it, y'all. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. You were born rich. You were born rich. So when I'm at the airport waiting for a passenger, I am in this book. I am still highlighting. I am making notes. I am in this book. More importantly, I am becoming and I'm doing. I'm becoming and I'm doing what Bob Proctor, what Arlen Hamilton says to do and to become. That is number two. The number three person that I am listening to is, believe it or not, my wealth advisor. 300,000 books, Ty Allen. Yes. Wait till y'all see Ty. I'm going to post some things about Ty. The third person I am listening to is Chris Bygrave. Chris Bygrave, Charles Schwab, wealth manager. I am listening, me, who has very little knowledge about money up until recently, is listening to my wealth advisor. His name is Chris Bygrave, Charles Schwab. The fourth person I am listening to, and she probably has no idea. I've been listening to her ever since I met her. Her name is Mama Janet. She is Sekou Wright's stepmom. I am listening to her, and I'm also listening to Sekou's mom. We call her Mama Sekou because they are where I plan to be when I am in my 70s and my 80s. The last person I am listening to is my beloved Sekou Wright because he is a testimony of the work. So write those names down. Let me know if you need me to repeat them. Mama Janet Fatima said yes, 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 and yes. All right. The question on the table, though, for you is, who are you listening to? Who are you listening to? Where are you getting your information from? Be really mindful also of spreading yourself too thin. Could you be listening to too many people, too many opinions, too many philosophies? Do you might need to narrow it down to two people, three people? What I am doing is studying. I'm studying only two, which is Bob Proctor and Arlen Hamilton. When I say study, I mean I'm reading the books, both books. I'm listening to the audio, both people, both audio. I'm doing the challenges. I'm doing the homework. I am doing the assignments. I am becoming what Arlen says. I love this one. If you don't have money, so let's just say you have a business idea or you have a business, you're an entrepreneur. Let's just say you formed your LLC or your S Corp and you don't have the funding. Like you're not eligible. So you think for a small business loan or a personal loan, you just don't have the money, right? You don't have the capital. Many of us, especially Black women, we are the most underfunded business owners, entrepreneurs in the country. So I think I'm speaking to many of us. Arlen says to become money. And I was like, what? What does that mean? What do you mean? How am I going to metamorph into some green? I'm kidding, but I'm not. Become money, which is tap into your set of skills, something that you're good at, something that you're passionate about, something that you can teach people, something that you can show other people how to do. So here's an example of becoming money for me. I have a very unique skill set of helping women transform their bodies. Now, this is not something that I'm just saying. This is something that I do. This is something that I have done. This is something that I have tangible receipts, proof, because women have written testimonies. They have done testimonial videos. They have shown their before and after. So that's something that I know that I'm really good at. And it's not because I know and show you how to work out. It's because I meet you where you are. I speak your language. I have a unique, interesting way of encouraging and supporting and like really bolstering your ability to get those results. And I do the same thing in the Uber. So I know that I have another skill set, which is in the Uber. In the Uber, I mean, y'all, every single day, there is one or two persons that I stop, we turn the app off, and we have a whole session in this car. It happened yesterday with a young 19-year-old girl. And I said, you know what? There are no accidents and no coincidences. I was meant to pick this baby up. When is the last time a 19-year-old child said to you, thank you. Thank you so much for listening to me. And thank you so much for being patient and not leaving me. I get that. So I don't know what the Uber drivers are doing out there, leaving people, but stop that. Because people they're needing to get someplace. And sometimes, yes, they don't plan their day in a way where I would like for them to plan their day. Because ideally, I'd like for your behind to be standing outside. Let's go, get in the car. Let's make this happen. It just doesn't happen that way. So maybe your skill set is crocheting. Maybe your skill set is educating people. I'll give you an example of someone, Fatima West. She has a unique way of taking care of her patients and educating others on the process of hospice. Like that is a very specific niche. Like, who knows how the hospice process works? I don't know about you, but I don't. Sekou Wrights has a profound way of reaching people, empowering people about money. And he uses his story himself as an example. So that's how you become money. So you could either teach people how to do what you do in a different arena. So even though I'm a trainer, it translates into another area of your life, because once you feel good and you look good, it bolsters your confidence to go for that thing that you want. You just feel better. You walk better. Your posture is more erect. And it's the same thing with wood tool therapy. So that's another skill set that I have that allows me to become money, because I can teach people how to do that, right? So you're empowered, being able to do it on yourself. But I also perform the wood tool therapy on people. Again, Arlen Hamilton says, if you don't have money, become money. Raise your own capital. You can do that via GoFundMe. That's another way that I don't want to mess this up. That's another way that you can become money. So there's so many ways. Good morning. Thank you so much for being here on Instagram. So we're out of time. What else do I want to share? I feel like there's something else I want to share. Oh, coming very, very soon, Sekou Wrights will be teaching Get Rich 101. Stocks 101. He will be teaching another seminar, so that's coming soon. Stay tuned for that. Here are a few people that I lovingly invite you to follow on social media, and that person is my boo thing, my fiance, Sekou Wrights. Sekou Wrights page on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. Also, Rev Melissa. We are in the midst of a book study that I am actually 3 weeks behind, because I've been here in Maryland, and I was like, oh, I completely forgot. However, I believe that I can catch up and read 6 chapters between now and Wednesday. Who believes in me? Who believes Feet King can get in 6 chapters between now and Wednesday? I believe in me, and that's the most important. Also follow Fatima West, Fatima, Fatima West, on Instagram, Facebook. And thank you so much for my sponsors. And let me tell you something. I get so much love from everyone, every demographic, ethnicity, age, on my earrings. Thank you so much, Herglow Candy Shop, for being in business. Thank you so much for being a creative and saying, yes, I'm going to create these yummy, delicious accessories, hats, necklaces, clutches, totes, purses, and ear candy for women. Thank you so much. I'm spreading the word just by showing up as myself. Thank you so much for my music and my beats. Bobby, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Free Your Soul Publishing. Follow Bobby. I am Fee King. This has been the Fee King Show. We go live, God willing, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 12 noon. If you found any value in the show, go ahead and share it. Sharing is caring. Let everyone know that I'm out here, and I'm out here in these streets, and I'm about to go for a run, because that is my self-care modality. I bid you love, light, peace, prosperity, possibility, positivity, joy, abundance, excellent health, not just for today and not just while you're in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s, but for your entire life condition. Set yourself up now for success. I'm out. Peace.